Hey, hashtag Bible reading plan. It's day 3 in Mark chapter 3. Let's get reading. Mark chapter 3. Here are 2 questions, a passage I think you should be chewing on today, and of course a couple of prayer ideas for ways that you can be praying using this passage. Our first question comes from Mark chapter 3, verses 11 through 12, and it's simply this. Why did Jesus give the demons strict orders to not tell others about him? This question actually strikes at the heart of something called the Messianic secret, which is a motif that runs all throughout the book of Mark. So I recommend that you definitely look into the Messianic secret with this question. Our second question comes from Mark chapter 3, verse 29, and it reads as, are there some sins that can never be forgiven? That one's a toughie, and it's not easily answered, but it's worth wrestling through, and it's definitely worth reading this verse and trying to discern if you can find an answer to that question. Our passage that I think you should be chewing on today is Mark chapter 3, verses 23 through 29. In this passage, Jesus talks a lot about demons and Satan and how Satan can't drive out Satan. And he uses all this different logic, and it's very hard to pick up on the first time you read it, but the more that you read it, the more you start to understand what Jesus is really talking about. So go ahead and make sure you pay attention to the context of Mark chapter 3 today. Our prayer today comes from the final verse of Mark chapter 3, Mark 3, verse 35. It reads as such, whoever does God's will is my brother and sister and mother. I think all of us want to be in relation to Jesus. We all want to be his brother or his sister. And so in order to do that, ask yourself this question. How can I do God's will today? That's good for our application, but I also think it's good for our time of prayer. Continually ask God in prayer, Lord, how can I do your will today? That's all for Mark chapter 3. I hope you enjoy this reading of the book of Mark. I'll see you tomorrow. This is Titus saying, see you later. Bye.